You wake up, you slept 8 hours, and somehow, you're already exhausted. Not physically, your body's fine, but your brain feels like it's been running since 3 a.m. Heavy, foggy, like every thought takes twice the effort it should. And the worst part, nothing dramatic even happened. You didn't do anything, you're tired from existing. So you grab your coffee, you scroll for a bit. You tell yourself you'll feel better once you really wake up, and you wait, and you keep waiting, and the tiredness never actually leaves. It just shifts into the background and quietly follows you through the whole day. If that sounds familiar, here's what nobody is telling you. It's not your sleep, it's not your schedule, and it's definitely not laziness. Here's the truth. Your brain doesn't get tired from doing too much. It gets tired from switching too much. There's a part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex, your decision-making, focus, and self-control center. And every single time you shift attention, from a task to your phone, from your phone to a thought, from that thought to a worry about something you said 2 weeks ago, your prefrontal cortex burns glucose, real energy, the same way a car burns fuel. The problem isn't the drive, it's the stop-and-go traffic. Neuroscientists call this decision fatigue and attentional residue, the mental cost of partial attention. What that means in plain English, every time you switch focus, a piece of your brain stays stuck on the previous thing. By noon, you're operating with maybe 40% of your actual mental capacity. Not because you did too much, but because your brain never got to go full speed on anything. You're not broken. Your brain is just running too many tabs. And once you understand that, you can fix it. Today I'm going to show you 5 techniques you can use to instantly reduce that mental fog, restore focus, and stop your brain from draining itself before lunch even starts. Each one takes under 2 minutes, some take under 15 seconds. But listen, number 5 is the one I really need you to stay for. Most people skip it because it sounds too simple. But Dr. Andrew Huberman at Stanford calls it the single most powerful way to reset your nervous system. And once you try it, you'll understand why. So don't click away. Let's get into it. Item 1, the 20-second focus lock. Before I tell you what it is, think about the last time you sat down to do something and actually finished it without checking anything. Hard to remember, right? Here's what's happening. Every unfinished task you have floating in your head creates what psychologists call an open loop. Your brain keeps a background process running for every incomplete item, like apps you forgot to close on your phone. Except these apps are running on your focus battery. Here's the fix. Right now, before you start anything, take 20 seconds and write down the 3 most important things you need to do today. Not a full to-do list, just 3. Then physically cross out everything else until those 3 are done. This is called task bracketing, and it works because it tells your brain which loops to close and which ones to stop monitoring. The fog lifts almost immediately. Try it tomorrow morning before you even touch your item 2. The blank stare reset. This one sounds almost too easy, but there's real neuroscience behind it, and it works in about 45 seconds. Here's what's going on. Your eyes and your attention are directly connected. When you're in high focus mode, your pupils dilate, your gaze narrows, and your nervous system shifts into what's called sympathetic activation. The alert, slightly stressed state. Most of us live there all day. It's exhausting. The reset. Find a blank wall, a window, or an empty space. Soften your gaze. Don't focus on anything specific. Just let your eyes go wide and blurry, like you're looking through the wall instead of at it. Hold that for 45 seconds. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and restore mode, almost instantly. Your heart rate drops, cortisol lowers. Your brain shifts from alert to receptive. Think of it like releasing pressure from a valve. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to breathe any special way. You just have to let your eyes relax. 45 seconds. Blank wall. Try it right now if you want. Item 3. The Input Purge. Your brain is not a storage unit, but you've been treating it like one. Every piece of information you consume without processing. The news segment you half-watched. The text thread you half-read. The video you started and abandoned. Adds to what neuroscientists call cognitive load. Your working memory, can only hold about 4 chunks of information at a time. When you exceed that limit, your brain doesn't delete the excess. It just gets slower. Think of it like RAM on a computer. The more programs you have open in the background, the slower everything runs, even the things you're actually trying to focus on. The fix is simple. Once a day, ideally in the early afternoon when the fog usually hits hardest, take 90 seconds and do a brain dump. Grab your notes app or a piece of paper and just write out everything that's rattling around in your head. Worries, tasks, things you're trying not to forget, random thoughts. Get it all out. Don't organize it. Just empty it. Once it's on paper, your brain stops holding on to it. Your working memory frees up, and your focus sharpens. Not because you solved anything, but because you stopped asking your brain to store it. 90 seconds. Everything out. Cleaner machine. Item 4. The glucose bridge. Your brain is 2% of your body weight and burns 20% of your calories. And unlike your muscles, it can't store much fuel. When blood sugar drops, even slightly, your prefrontal cortex is the first thing to suffer. Focus goes. Decisions get harder. Emotional regulation drops. And suddenly, everything feels heavy and overwhelming. This is not a willpower problem. It's a fuel problem. The fix is what I call the glucose bridge, a small strategic snack between meals designed specifically to stabilize your brain's fuel supply. Not a candy bar, not another coffee. Something with a slow-release carbohydrate paired with protein, a small handful of nuts, and a piece of fruit, or a spoonful of almond butter on a rice cake. The research is clear. A 2021 study published in Nature Human Behavior found that stable blood glucose levels were directly linked to better focus, lower irritability, and stronger working memory throughout the day. Your brain doesn't want a feast. It wants a steady supply. 2 minutes to make it. Your afternoon focus will tell you the difference within an hour. Item 5. The Physiological Sigh. Reset. The one I promised you. This is the one. Stay with me. Dr. Andrew Huberman's lab at Stanford spent years studying how humans can voluntarily shift their nervous system out of stress mode. And the fastest tool they found, faster than meditation, faster than cold water, faster than any breathing exercise, is something your body already knows how to do. You've done it your whole life. You just never did it on purpose. It's called the physiological sigh. And here's how it works. Take a normal breath in through your nose. Then, before you exhale, take one more short, sharp sniff on top of it. 2 inhales. Then one long, slow exhale through your mouth. That's it. What's happening underneath? That double inhale fully inflates the tiny air sacs in your lungs called alveoli, which collapse slightly when you're stressed. The long exhale then activates your vagus nerve, the direct line between your body and your calm state brain, and drops your heart rate within seconds. Not minutes, seconds. Huberman calls it the fastest known way to reduce physiological stress in real time, and it works in one breath. 1. You can do it in a meeting, at a red light, at your desk. Nobody will even notice. But here's the part that matters most. This isn't just a technique. This is you learning that your nervous system has an off switch, and that you're the one holding it. Most people live their whole lives thinking their stress, their fog, their exhaustion just happens to them. But it doesn't. Your body has regulatory systems built in. You just have to use them. 1 double inhale, 1 long exhale, and you are back in control. Mental fatigue is not a character flaw. It's a mechanical problem. And now, you have the tools. Your brain was draining itself on unfinished loops, scattered attention, information overload, unstable fuel, and a stress response that never got turned off. None of that is permanent. None of that requires a life overhaul. You just learned how to close the open loops, reset your gaze, clear your working memory, stabilize your fuel supply, and flip your nervous system's off switch in a single breath. You don't need to change who you are. You need to stop running your brain on empty and then blaming yourself for the fog. The clarity was always there. You just needed to stop draining it before it could show up. Share this with someone who always says they're tired. even after a full night of sleep. They're not lazy, their brain is just never getting a real reset. And they deserve to know that 2 minutes is all it takes.